Hi, my name is Carrie Sotala and I'm the owner and Chief Creative Officer at Wild Fig Marketing. Today I want to talk to you about one of my most favorite topics, which is following up. As a small business owner myself, I understand that following up can be a bit of a challenge, especially because we have to wear multiple hats and we have a lot going on all the time. It seems like we're changing one hat for another. And so, especially as contractors, when you're getting the bulk of your leads and your prospects coming in at the same time, it can make the whole follow-up process pretty challenging. And so that's why I'm super passionate about marketing automation and what it can do for your business. So today, if you're okay with this, I'd like to share with you a story about a client of ours who's actually an irrigation contractor. His name is John, and John came to us because he was really having a hard time with his conversion rate. He's getting the bulk of his business or bulk of his prospects coming in at his busiest time of the year, and so trying to work on converting those, making sure that he's following up. Sometimes he was forgetting, and so his closing ratio was actually pretty minimal. And so we talked through his process, figured out what's happening and what's going on. And one of the things to note about John is that he was actually the highest price within his market. And so that was a sales objection that we had to overcome. And he's also typically going up against 2 to 3 other competitors each and every time he gives a client or potential client a proposal. And so what we did is we came up with a 7-day follow-up campaign to help increase his conversion rate and make sure that he's following up when he says he's going to follow up. A key thing, right? So what we did is when John gets done meeting with a prospect, he goes out to his truck, and on his smartphone or his tablet, whatever he wants to use, he's got a website. He clicks on the link, he enters in that prospect's their name, their email address, their phone number, any other information he wants to collect on them, and then automatically that prospect receives a thank you email. Hey, thank you for the opportunity to meet with you. Click here to go to my website to learn a little bit more about the irrigation process. And then because we know that he's typically up against 2 to 3 other competitors, we're not sure where he falls in that. Was he first? Was he last? Was he right in the middle? And also we know that he's the top end of the market when it comes to pricing, and he's usually a couple $100 more than his competitors. And so after we send the first email, 2 days later, the same prospect gets another follow-up email from John saying, hey, thanks again for taking the time to meet with me. Looking forward to following up with you in a couple days. But before we do, I understand you're probably getting a couple other bids, and to be honest, we would do the same exact thing. So here is a document to help you find the right irrigation contractor from you. And it just so happens that it comes from a third party, so that's a good source of information. And then it also talks about the fact that, instead of sweeping it under the rug, we know that he's going to be the highest priced. So why not address it? So we use that email to not only say, all right, here's a great tool to help you find the right irrigation contractor, which all prospects can appreciate, but then we also let them know, hey, when you're doing an apples to apples comparison, you're going to find that we're probably a couple $100 more than our competitors. And here's why. And we talk about his experience and the fact that a lot of times they end up fixing their competitors' problems. So we address that sales objection so that it's no longer a sales objection and no longer up to that prospect to determine, why is he higher? Does he just drive a nicer car or whatever it might be? And then the most important part is 2 days after that second email goes out to the client, John gets an email from the system automatically that says, hey John, today you need to follow up with XYZ prospect. So it helps ensure that he's following up when he says he's going to follow up, and that it increases the chances that he's going to convert that prospect into a customer. And so that is the beauty of marketing automation. There's so much more that you can do with it, but I wanted to share with you a little bit about how marketing automation can actually fix your follow-up and help you convert more leads into customers. Thank you.